Aloha. Hello and welcome, beautiful people. This is Magdalena in another episode of Touchful Podcast. I'm excited for this one. I'm actually excited for every episode that I record. I only want to do things that excite me. But this one feels super special and really exciting, and I have a huge smile on my face. I want to talk to you today about grounded spirituality, or I sometimes call it embodied spirituality, or ordinary magic in massage and in life. But before I move into that topic, I want to take just a few minutes to reflect on the previous episode, which was about fear, my fears in massage and in life, my fears in business and in life. And this was the episode that got the most reactions from you, from the listeners. I got emails, private messages, voice messages. And just to put you in the perspective, it was not hundreds of them. I think it was 6 or 7 people who contacted me. And that was beautiful to hear that episode touched you and that you shared with me stories about your fears. And that was super important to me, and that really, really touched me deeply. And I think what touched me the most was when some of you were telling me that my episode inspired you to look closer at your own fears, to talk to your family members, to bring some things to the surface and put them on a table in full light and to see what happens. So I want to thank you so much for your courage, because this changes the world. I really believe that honest talks about fear and shame and all kinds of other topics, about love, about spirituality, which I'm going to talk about today, that honesty changes the world. Speaking from the heart changes the world. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for letting me know. Thank you for all the replies. They really mean a lot to me, because we all want to be acknowledged and appreciated. So thank you for you. Now, about today's topic, grounded spirituality, embodied spirituality in massage and in life. First, maybe a little explanation or introduction of why I chose this topic today. So I have a Facebook group, and a couple of days ago I offered a online lomi mentoring with me to those people who want that, and I asked them to write an email if they want to have online lomi mentoring with me. And a couple of people wrote that they would like to learn lomi from me, with me, because they like my approach to lomi lomi. They like how I am very grounded and very down to earth when it comes to lomi, and at the same time I am very spiritual and energetic. And it was not the first time I heard this about myself in the context of lomi, or in general in the context of my life and how people see me. I often hear that you are so spiritual, yet you are so human. You are so into the world of energies and energy healing, and at the same time you are so into the world of body. And that email that I received the other day, it inspired me to dive deeper into this topic, because in fact I really feel like this. This is true about how I feel, and it feels extremely amazing. Extremely amazing, Magdalena. Your English today is extraordinary. It feels really great to be aware that people also see it or feel it. So I want to try to, how do you say it? I want to try to analyze it a little bit, what it means to be embodied and spiritual, what it means to be grounded and spiritual. And I want to talk about myself and my life and it how it happens in my life. But I also want to talk about massage and what it means that lomi, my lomi, is very embodied and at the same time very spiritual. Because I have a feeling that lomi lomi, Hawaiian healing, Hawaiian lomi lomi massage, has this, there is a very special narration around it. There are all kinds of narrations of Lomi because everybody has their own narration, and what you hear from me is just one of many narrations. But still, I have a feeling that there is this something, like kind of a special veil around Lomi, that it is perceived as very spiritual, that it is perceived as very energetic, and a very special kind of healing, a very special kind of massage that might not be for everybody, that it might not be for you if you are not spiritual, because you know it's such a spiritual work. And I don't like this narration. I personally really don't like it because, yes, I absolutely agree that Lomi is spiritual. It is a prayer work, it is a work with the spirit. And I will be talking about that more in a moment. But at the same time, it is a massage. It is working with the body, working with the muscles, with joints, with bones. And it's an extremely efficient physical experience. And I always have a feeling that this narration around Lomi, that it's so spiritual and so special and whatnot, that it might scare some people off. That some people might have a feeling that, oh my goodness, this massage is something spiritual. Maybe they do some woo-woo stuff. I'm not a woo-woo person. I'm not gonna go into that massage. And it's such a pity because it's a great massage with the potential of transformation and healing on every possible level, and at the same time being just amazing physical experience. Because in fact, I believe that we are all spiritual, regardless if you call yourself spiritual or not. We are all spiritual, and we are all embodied because we all have bodies. So today's episode is going to be about this and this, what it means to be an embodied spiritual being in your life and what it means in massage. And by the way, my name is Magdalena, like I said at the beginning, and I am a teacher and practitioner of Hawaiian Lomi Lomi massage. I'm from Poland. I live in Iceland. And this is my way, this podcast is my way to heartfully speak about things that touch me. And I always do my best to make sure that whatever I share with you is from the place of the heart, that it's authentic and vulnerable and unscripted and truthful. And it doesn't always mean coherent or grammatically correct, but I do my best. I do my best, and I know that you do your best too. So I think that I want to start with defining spirituality. It feels like a good starting point because words carry meaning, and my experience as a former psychologist especially, it shows me that many times we have misunderstandings in communication and huge fights even simply because we understand certain words in a different way. So I want to start with defining spirituality and what it means for me, so we can be sure that we are all on the same page. And when I was thinking about definition of spirituality and how I want to put it into words, I realized that there is already somebody who did it much better than myself, and it's Brené Brown. And I would like to read to you her definition of spirituality because it is also my definition of spirituality, and it's the best definition of spirituality that I have ever found anywhere. So Brené says that spirituality is recognizing and celebrating that we are all inextricably connected to each other by a power greater than all of us, and that our connection to that power and to one another is grounded in love and compassion. Practicing spirituality brings a sense of perspective, meaning, and purpose to our lives. End of quote. And that's a quote from her book, The Gifts of Imperfection. When I heard this definition, I was like, holy moly, that woman just pulled this definition out of my head and heart and put it into words in the most beautiful and perfect way, more beautiful than I would ever be able to do it. Because this is exactly how I define spirituality, how I define myself as a spiritual being, how I define everybody as spiritual beings. Because it is about recognizing and celebrating. It's not about believing, because it's already there. It's about recognizing it and celebrating that we are all inextricably connected to each other by a power greater than all of us. I believe that there is something which cannot be explained by mind. It's beyond mind, it's even beyond heart, it's beyond words. Something that connects us all. Some people call it God, but others don't. But it's this feeling that you are not alone, even if you are the only person in a room, or when you are in nature. I will talk about that in a moment. Or when you are with somebody, you get this feeling that there is something connecting you, and you cannot explain it because it's greater than you and that person. And then I love how Brené pinpoints that our connection to that power and to one another is grounded in love and compassion. And again, this is what I believe in, that the ultimate force that holds us together, by us I mean everything, this world, the ultimate force that holds everything together is love. That this energy that holds yourselves together is love. And she specifically says love and compassion. And to me, love and compassion can be put together as one word, and that word is aloha. Very often, aloha is translated as love, except that apart of the fact that it also means hello and goodbye, it is often translated as love. But to me, it's more. Aloha is this love and compassion and respect and recognition and celebration that we are all connected. This is the definition of spirituality that I find absolutely perfect, and I'm going to base my whole episode and my whole talk about spirituality on this definition. So whenever I say that I am spiritual, that Lomi is spiritual, that you are spiritual, whenever I use the word spirituality, I mean exactly this: feeling deeply in yourself, recognizing and celebrating that we are all connected by a power greater than all of us, and that this connection is rooted in love and compassion. And before I move on, I want you to take a moment, or maybe even take a breath, and feel for yourself, how does this sound to you? Do you believe in something like this, in recognition of the connection between all of us? Have you ever felt something like this? This very special feeling of you being inextricably connected, woven into the fabric of this world. And if you did feel it, when was it? I would really love to know. Send me a message, email me, record me a message, whatever. Let me know. I would really love to know because I believe that you have felt like this. I felt like this today when I went for a walk because when I woke up, I had this episode planned to record the episode, and I knew that, okay, it's going to be about grounded spirituality. So I'm gonna take it seriously, and I did my morning practice. I sat. I wouldn't call it meditation, but I was just sitting and being with myself. Then I made myself a cup of cacao. Those of you who know me, those of you who come to massages with cacao with me, you know that I work closely with cacao, pure natural, sometimes called ceremonial cacao. So I made myself a cup of cacao in a thermocup. I put all the layers of woolen clothes that I could find, and I went for a walk. And I left my phone at home, which I found that it's extremely important for me if I want to tap into this feeling of connection, love, and compassion that screens really pull me away from that space. I left my phone at home and I went for a walk. And like I said, I live in Iceland and we have amazing, beautiful, snowy winter with a lot of snow. And there was this sun shining right in my face, but also this super cold wind. And I was just walking and drinking cacao, and I got this feeling. I know this feeling very well. I don't feel it all the time, but it comes often. I know this feeling very well, that I am so alive. And when you have sun shining right in your face and the wind caressing your face or smacking your face, and the taste of cacao, yummy cacao in your mouth, and your neighbors walking their dogs and saying hello to you, when you have all this, and the snow and the trees, when I had all this, I tapped into this feeling like that I am not separate from any of this. I am a part of it, and everything is alive. And then I stood in a way that I had sun in my face and wind at my back. So the sun was shining right into my face. The wind was pushing my back. And I was just standing there for a moment and breathing and feeling that the wind is alive, that the wind touches me and massages me and wants to embrace me, and that wind is a living being. And then I had the sun right in my face, and I could feel that the sun beams are touching me and that they are alive, that I am alive and the sunbeams are alive and they are just touching my face and saying hello. And I know that to some of you it sounds crazy, and to some of you it sounds perfectly sane. And it's all good. Wherever you are at this scale, it's all good. I just want to share my personal experience. And then came this moment when the flock of geese was they were flying and they were about to, how do you say it about geese? You don't say descent like about a plane, right? You don't say that. But they wanted to land on the snow, but it looked as if they were coming right at me because they landed, I don't know, maybe 50 meters away from me, right on the path that I was walking on. And it was 6 of them, and suddenly I felt that I'm cold in my eyes. I feel cold in my eyes. And then I realized it's because I had tears in my eyes, and I was basically crying or just tearing up, just looking at geese landing on snow, just because I found it so beautiful and amazing and magical. And at the same time, it was so ordinary. It was just an ordinary day, an ordinary moment, and at the same time, it was one of the most spiritual experiences that I could imagine. And I feel that the reason this happened is simply because I was open for that. I was not distracted by my phone. I was not distracted by my thoughts. I was just walking without purpose. I was just walking with this intention of connection. And I feel that this is all that you need to tap into this, to be present as much as you can in this moment, to be open and to pay attention. So not to be in your phone or not to be in your own thoughts, but just to pay attention and be curious and use your body. Did you notice how I used my body to connect into this? That's why I call it embodied spirituality or grounded spirituality, because I can experience it because I have a body, because I could feel the sunbeams on my face. I could taste the cacao. I could hear the geese. I could feel the wind on my back. I love to do it like this, to use my body as a gateway, a doorway, to tap into this experience of connection between me and everything, grounded in love and compassion. And do you see how well it fits to the experience of massage? Because massage is a bodily experience. And I want to go back for a moment to this definition of spirituality from Brené Brown. Because when I read this, my first thought was, holy moly, she pulled it out of my head and heart, and this is perfect. Thank you for putting it into words. But my second thought was that this is actually a perfect definition of lomi lomi massage, the way I understand it and the way I practice it. Because to me, massage is about many things, but today I want to tap into this spiritual layer, that it is about recognizing and celebrating you and recognizing your stories that are held in your body, in your muscles, recognizing and celebrating you, and also recognizing and celebrating the connection and helping you to feel connected to yourself. Firstly, this is what massage is about for me. One of my intentions is to help you feel connected to yourself more, to your body, and also just to yourself, to your essence, to your core. And from that space, to help you recognize that you are connected to everybody and to everything by a power greater than all of us, and that this connection is grounded in love and compassion. So to me, this is also a perfect definition of a massage. And I want to talk more about lomi lomi as a spiritual experience, embodied spiritual experience, and what it means. And do you have to be spiritual to practice lomi? Do you have to be spiritual to receive lomi? And kind of like tap a little bit more into this. So, like I already told you, my firm belief is that we are all spiritual beings, just like we are all physical beings, because we have a body. In the same sense, we are all spiritual beings. So what sometimes happens in massage, not always, not on every session that I give, but I see it really, 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 really often, is that experiencing that level of connection and love and respect that happens during Lomi opens people to feeling more spiritual. And what my clients say after the massage, I sometimes even write it down when they leave, because what they say is so precious. And in a way, it doesn't matter what I think about Lomi or what I say about Lomi. It matters to me how people perceive it, what my clients say, what do they feel, how do they name the experience. So sometimes people say that I feel so empty, but in a nice way. Or they say, I feel so here. I feel so much here. Or sometimes they say, I feel like I don't have any thoughts right now. I'm just so quiet inside. Or I feel reborn. And this I hear quite often. People say, I feel like I'm brand new. I feel reborn. Or sometimes they say, I feel that during the massage, you put me into pieces, you dismantled me, and then you put me back again. And I feel like I'm a different person. And sometimes people even share that they had some visions, that they feel that they heard a voice or they saw something, they had some experience that they cannot explain. And to me, all this is about recognizing, remembering what it means to be really connected to yourself, to pull yourself out of there and then, and to bring yourself back into this body. Because to me, the body is the gate to experience this connection, to remember that you are, whether you want it or not, whether you believe it or not, you are a part of this world. You are inextricably connected to everything, woven into the fabric of this world, this life, this experience, this moment. And the good news is that you don't need to consider yourself spiritual to be able to experience this, whether in massage or in any other context. But I want to talk about massage right now, because the way it happens is through the body, and we all have a body. And when you come to a massage with me, again, I'm talking about the way I practice Lomi. I know that there are many different approaches and many different practitioners, but the way I practice Lomi is, like I said at the very beginning of this podcast, is this very practical or embodied or very I like the word practical and embodied way of practicing Lomi, which means that I work with your muscles and with your bones and with your joints. And Lomi is a very physical experience. It starts lightly, but then it goes deeper and deeper physically into deeper layers of muscles, into joints, all the way to the bones. There is a lot of moving and pressing and rubbing and stretching, working with your physical being, and through that physical, helping you to recognize and remember and celebrate your truth, your connection. So when I think about grounded spirituality or embodied spirituality, then to me is the into the body experience. It's not going out of the body. It's not searching for ways to connect to the universe and leaving this earth energetically and going somewhere into the cosmic energy, yada yada yada. Yeah, right, I've been there, done that, like it, but not so much. To me, embodied spirituality is imploding, going inside, going into your body. And you can do it as simply as taking a breath and observing that you are breathing in this very moment. It can be as simple as putting your hand on your heart. You can do it right now. Just put your hand on your heart. You don't need to imagine anything. You don't need to feel anything special. That's the best part. That spiritual experiences, to me, they are not very special. They are not extraordinary. It is ordinary magic. Because it is, in essence, nothing new. It is, in essence, just remembering, recognizing that connection that is always there, recognizing that place in you, that stillness in you that is always there. I'm taking a look at my notes, and one of the questions that I put on my notes was, "Is lomi some woo stuff?" And my answer is absolutely yes. It is. It is spiritual experience, like I've been talking about for the last half of this podcast. And at the same time, it is just extremely physical. And when you come to me with physical pain, which is most of my clients, then I work to help you release this physical pain. But at the same time, even if I work with your lower back, or you have some, problems in your lower back and it hurts, I work on a physical level of muscles and joints and bones and fascia and just loosening things up physically. And at the same time, I am perfectly aware that there is this force greater than me and you, a loving force, a healing force that just holds everything together. And I've seen miracles on a massage bench. I've witnessed them and I experienced them myself. Something that I would call a healing miracle. That somebody had pain for 20 years and then after 1 or 2 or 3 sessions, this pain is forever gone. Or somebody experiences like a grand spiritual awakening during the massage. It happened. Or somebody experienced something that cannot be explained. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I experienced it myself. So my work in Lomi is physical. It is to physically massage you. And at the same time, it is energetical work. It is being so present with you and giving you so much care and respect and attention and love that it will help you to feel that you are safe, that you are loved, that you are important. And the best part is that I feel that I don't do anything special in Lomi. Like, I don't send you energy from the cosmos or God knows what. It's not how it works. At least my understanding of Lomi is not this. What I do and what is healing is the physical touch, the precision of physical touch, and there is this presence and breath. And I think that the most spiritual thing is that when I massage a person, I really feel that there is a human being there with all the stories, with all the emotions and thoughts and hopes and dreams and doubts and pains and tensions and relaxations, that it's all of it. And for me, it feels like an extreme privilege to be able to witness this and to be with that person and to help them as much as I can with my presence, with my breath, with my skills, with my attention, with my open heart. And this is where the miracle of massage, holistic massage, happens. This is where the healing happens. In presence, in recognizing and celebrating that we are inextricably connected to each other by the power greater than all of us. And there is one more thing that I would like to mention, and it's the balance. So, again, I hear it from people often that I have this energy of grounded spirituality and embodied spirituality. That on the one hand, I am super spiritual, but on the other hand, I am so down to earth. And one of the ways I try to use this quality of mine in Lomi is by balancing the physical and the spiritual. And I'm going to give you an example because I know that it sounds like nothing to you right now. So, when I have clients who come to me, it's really easy for me to sense people. It's really easy for me to sense their energy and their intention, their emotions, their mood. So when I have people who come to me and they are very physical, they're like, yeah, I come to you because I have pain in my neck and it's just this. Then what I try to do is that when I talk to them, but also when I later massage them, is to show them and to help them to tap into this experience of, okay, there is more than just the physical body, that you can feel the love and connection and compassion, and you can feel what changes when you breathe deeply, that something changes in you and it's just hard to put it into words. I want to help these people to have this kind of, I would call it a spiritual experience. So very often in these situations, people get off the massage bench after the massage is finished and they tell me, like, I just don't know what happened, but that was the weirdest and the most beautiful experience of my life. And then I have clients who are very spiritual and they come to me and they tell me, like, yes, I come to you because I need to clean my aura and resolve some energy issues from the previous life. And when I have such clients coming to me and I put them on a massage bench, I want to ground them. I want to embody them. I want to remind them that, yeah, fine, you had previous lives. We probably all had, depending on what you believe in. Yes, energy and everything, and cosmos and flying and chakras and so on. But this is your body. These are your feet. This is your back. This is your neck. And these are your bones, and this is you. This is how it feels to be here. This is how it feels to be now, in this moment, in this body. And my intention then is to take these people and put them back inside, into the body. So when these clients get off the massage bench, they tell me, like, wow, I feel like myself. I feel so quiet. I feel so much in the body. You know what I'm trying to explain to you, and what I'm trying to do is to help people find this balance. Because you are both. You are spiritual and you are grounded, embodied. And don't forget that flying too high and going too much into the realm of the spirit and exploring the energies and whatnot, it's not going to take you anywhere, because then you forget that you are here on this earth, in this body, and you have family to take care of and bills to pay, and your car gets broken, your car breaks down, and this and that. So come back to this life on this earth. But when you are so much into this that it's just the material world, and there is so much stresses and hustles, and I don't know, you run a company or you are an employee and things don't go well in your family or your health or whatever, or COVID, and you are worried about your income and this and that, and there's just so much, and your body hurts, and you don't take care of what you eat, you just want to shove something in your mouth and just rush from one hustle to the next one. Then what I want to do is I want to help you to lift up a little bit and to remember that yes, you are this, but there is something more. That there is something more. This force, power, greater than all of us. And that you can rest in this. that you don't need to be worried all the time and stressed all the time. It's not going to help you or your family. But what if you rest in the center of the universe, which is in your own heart? There's this beautiful Hawaiian chant. I sometimes teach it on my massage trainings, and it's one of the first chants that I learned. This chant says that, I'm gonna translate it, do my best to translate it, do it justice. It says that sky is above you, the earth is below you, and you are right in the middle between the earth and the sky, and this is your rightful place to be. And each time I chant this to myself, or sometimes to my clients or to my students, I get this moment of recognizing and celebrating that yes, this is the truth, that I am this and this. I am right between the earth and the sky, and this is my rightful place to be, in balance, right in between. And this is what I call grounded spirituality, embodied spirituality, or ordinary magic. And I hope that what I said, that it helped you to understand a little bit better how lomi works and how I understand it, and how you can tap into this feeling of connection, and also that it maybe inspired you to explore the topic of spirituality in your own life, the topic of this remembering that we are inextricably connected to one another. Thank you for today. I'm not sure if this episode was very coherent or very logical, but it for sure was very truthful and very, very important to me, and I'm super honored and grateful that I could record this one for you. If you have thoughts, if you have stories to share, send me a message. You have my email in the description of this episode. And I just discovered after 4 episodes that you can actually send me a voice message. The last link in the description of the episode allows you to send me a voice message if you want to. So you can do that. And I'm looking forward to hear from you, to hear your stories, to hear your perspective on spirituality in life and in lomi. I would love to hear your experiences as receivers or as practitioners if you practice lomi. So if you want to share your thoughts with me, send me a message, a voice message, or send me an email, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you for you. Aloha and bye-bye.